Well, congratulations, Brown, again. Hard-fought 3 points, and if we roll back a week, Gary was probably frustrated and disappointed at the way that the team had played, and I'm sure talked about that with the players and talked about it with the backroom staff. How did you feel today's game went?
Yeah, we've spoken about that this week. I think, in all honesty, we could have started, or would like to have started the game better. I thought the first 20 minutes, Stirling had a lot of possession in our half, and although they didn't have an awful lot of chances, they threw the ball into the box quite a bit and they put us under pressure. We never really got going, but in fairness to the manager, he made a really good change after about 20 minutes tactically. We went 2 up top, and from that point onwards I felt as though we really started to build into the game. I wouldn't say quite got a grip of it first half, but I thought as the half wore on, we were becoming the better team. Yeah. And then coming into the second half, I thought we were a better team over the piece of the second half. They had a little flurry towards the end, putting the ball in the box, but our defence kept a really good line, forced a lot of kick-throughs from Stirling with the wind. And I thought second half we were very good, and over the piece then we were thoroughly deserving of the victory.
Yeah, and I think what had been identified as well was the danger from your Stirling Albion in set pieces as well. Yeah,
and it's been a focus, for the last wee while. Not conceding goals at set pieces is obviously a huge thing, and on the flip of that, scoring at set pieces is important. We scored in the first minute last week against Stranraer. It sets us up for that game to get the points, and then today we defended set pieces really well, and we looked a threat as well in our own set pieces. In fairness to the players, that we didn't quite appreciate how good a throw Jack had for our goal. Yeah. But again, it's a moment when we've got a chance to set something up, and it's came, and we've got the goal from it, which ultimately gives us 3 points.
Were you expecting that strong physical battle from Stirling?
Yeah, I mean they've got strong players in their squad. They've got good players in the attacking side of things. They're a good team, and it was always going to be a difficult game tonight. So, in fairness to them, they started the game off better than us. But as I said, we got to grips in it. I thought the change that was made, and then the midfield started to get a bit closer to players. We started to retain the ball better, use the ball better. And as I said, albeit it was a difficult battle today and a difficult match, I think just over the 90 minutes, if there was a team that edged it, it was ourselves, and obviously delighted to get 3 points.
We had a busy January window, and do you feel now, seeing with the players that have came in and the settled defence back four, we're on a good run of games. I think I suppose from a keeper's perspective, you want a settled back four every week. You feel that now we're getting the benefit from it?
Yeah, well, the first session I came in was just on the 1st of January. It was the first training session I came into, and at that moment the club was still riddled with injuries, and obviously since that 1st of January, the amount of players that have moved on and yep. Players that have came in, it's been a huge turnaround. But the quality of the group, when you're working with it, you can tell that there's good quality and good depth there, albeit it's not huge numbers, but you're looking through to the 19th, 20th man going, there's good quality in there's good young players pushing people. So the squad is starting to take shape. There's still one or two still to return from injury, as we know. Shanley coming on the pitch today, it was great to see him back on as well, Jarden as well. So players coming back can only help us, and I think the manager, we've got a run of games coming up where the manager's going to need to use the squad cleverly. And he's already considering that, but we've got decent players a decent group of players to be able to call upon, to be able to change as required. So yeah, it's been a good run of form, it's been good run of results, excellent run of results in fact, and what we want to do is just try and keep continuing that, to build that momentum over a really difficult and compact schedule. I think 5 games in 23 days or something. Yeah.
And possibly maybe in months previously, with no disrespect to any of the players that we've had in the club, possibly those 1-0 victories, we may have just kind of lost a bit of confidence or and potentially lost a goal, and you think, well, depending on a 1-0, albeit we were comfortable in the second half, we're still pushing forward, pushing on.
Yeah, no, I mean, as I said about the set pieces, it's the same thing about trying to keep clean sheets, and we've now had 2 clean sheets in a row. And yes, last week you would turn around and say there was maybe a few missed chances from Stranraer's perspective, but we still had to limit them to chances, and tonight I thought we'd done that really well. There was very few saves Brian had to make. Anything he did do, he done well, but I think a lot of that just came for the strength of the back four. They didn't want to deepen too early. We tried to keep a high line as much as possible, and as I said, that allowed the ball to run through when Stirling tried to go forward with it. So building results, but clean sheets, wins, settled team, good quality squad, these are all the ingredients that you need to try and build the momentum that's so important, particularly as we're coming into the sort of last stages of the season.
And how do you feel the squad can improve further in terms of, as the season goes, that squad will gel further, but you feel that there's more to come from the squad?
Yeah, well, I think we feel that ourselves in the changing room, the players, we've won back in really good results, but we feel as though there's maybe more. And that's not being greedy, that's just trying to set standards even higher, put more demands on the players, but more importantly them putting more demands on themselves and their teammates. So we hope that will be the case. As I said, we've got players returning from injury. Obviously we're going to need to manage injuries from now to the end of the season, as every club does. There'll be the odd one that comes up, but with players returning, players getting more minutes in their legs. Lee Hamilton, a great example tonight. Yeah. He's not played a lot of football, but delighted for him to get the winning goal. But players of that nature, who they can only get stronger at the more minutes that they get. So hopefully players, the work that we can do as coaching staff, the more time into the players in terms of game minutes and just getting to know each other better. We all hope that allows us to improve our performances as we come into the running. But as we all know, it's a difficult league, and we've got such a run of fixtures, and the next one against Albion Rovers on Tuesday is our focus for now, and it'll be a very tough game, as we all know. I don't think we've won against Albion Rovers this season, so
pretty indifferent results. I'll say that.
So straight away we're coming into another tough fixture. Good players in their team, but what we want to do is just keep building on the momentum. But it'll be difficult, but that's our next focus.
Were you aware of the atmosphere round the ground as well as it was building?
Yeah, it was great. You could hear the drums, you could hear the singing going on and stuff like that. And all these things help. It just creates that atmosphere, and I think I said that when we were at Kelty, when you can get that coming for the side of the pitch, it creates something on the pitch as well. So I was delighted to hear that, and hopefully as we go into the next few games, there's more people coming along, making more noise and getting behind the team. Yeah,
sure, and you could tell certainly when the players came down the tunnel and into the changing room how much it really meant for them as a group as well to get that fixture over the line.
Absolutely. Any victory is important, but it gives us a little bit of a gap in terms of that chase for the playoff spot. There's still, as we all know, a lot of points to still be played for, and everybody will be chasing it hard. But it just gave us that little bit of a cushion that allows us to look ahead, allows us to look up the way. And as I said, we've got Albion Rovers on Tuesday, which is our next focus, and then shortly after that is Annan. So we want to be targeting that rather than looking over our shoulders, and tonight's result gives us a chance to look up and try and chase that as best as we can.
Yeah. Well, congratulations, Ben. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. You too.
We go again on Tuesday.
Cheers. Thank you. Bye bye.
Cheers.